balls just keep on rolling, and it was a very different fashion today. But a win is a win. And the Raptors have been doing that a lot recently. They pick up the old school 95-91 win over the Detroit Pistons this afternoon, a noon tip-off. And the Raptors pull off the W and have now won 7 of their last 8 games. They've won 4 in a row for the first time this year and are just 1 game back of 500. I told you guys in the last one, my goal for right now is to get back to 500. Then we start looking forward. Then we start looking at standings. Because until you get to 500, you're not going to be in a home play-in seed under 500. It's just not going to happen. Well, maybe, but you'd be really grabbing at straws. It'd be really dangerous. But the Raptors pull out this grimy win today against the Pistons. Neither team scored more than 27 points in a quarter. And neither team hits 100 at 95-91, the final score. Insane. Absolutely insane. First quarter, 22-22. Second quarter, 22-22. It's 44-44 at the break. Who's going to come out there in the third quarter of the punch? Well, they did at one point. They built up, I think it was like a 7-point lead at one point during the game. And then we look at late in the third quarter, about a minute to play in the third. Pascal Siakam, I think he's got livers on him, and he drives on him, stops up. Oh, there goes your ankles. Drives in, gets the foul, and one. Oh, my. Pascal Siakam breaking ankles, getting and ones, and big moments in the latter part of that third quarter as the Raptors win that third quarter by 1, 27-26. And you're up by 1 heading into the fourth. Good stuff. Now you got to close this game out. And there were some big-time shots made from the Raptors in that fourth quarter. We could talk about, I think Chris Boucher knocked down a 3. You had Precious getting the and 1 off of a really nice pass from Pascal Siakam. There's the Boucher 3. I'm just watching the fourth quarter highlights here. To put you up by 5 with 8 minutes to go, right? And then obviously they start chipping away. Corey Joseph made a 3 and a mid-range 2, and you're like, okay, this is getting a little dicey, and that tied the game, that Corey Joseph 3. That tied it at 84. But then the big-time shot for the Raptors was a Gary Trent Jr. 3 when it was 86-86 with 2.5 to play. He drills a 3. The percentages weren't great tonight, really from anybody, except for Pascal. But it was a big-time shot and a big-time moment for Gary, and the Raptors then move on to win 95-91. And it was a grimy one. You kind of expected that with the noon start. But this was wild. And there's been so many games this year, the Raptors have been on the wrong side of these types of games. So for them to win one is nice. Let's get to these player stats. And none of them are pretty. Jakob Poeltl, he had 9 points, so none of that 20 plus. He had 30. Last 2 games, we got to calm down a bit. But 9 points. He had 14 boards. He had 4 assists as a big man as well. A couple of those were to Pascal as he was just driving to the tin. Beautiful stuff there. 3 of 8 from the field, so not what we've been used to seeing from Jakob Poeltl and the high efficiency stuff from him. But he was 3 of 6 from the free throw line, which, again, still an issue. Only 50% there. Had 2 steals and a block in the game, did Yak. And for Pascal Siakam, without a doubt, the MVP in this game for the Toronto Raptors. Without a doubt. He was outstanding from the start to the finish. He had most of the points there in the first quarter. And then he made some big-time plays in the third quarter. Obviously, the absolutely nasty one that he got. So, 29 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. Shot 9 of 19, which, considering this game, was a really nice percentage. And even then, it's 1 miss away, right? If he missed 1 last shot, it's 50%. Did a really good job from the field, 9 of 19, 10 of 13 from the line. He got to the free throw line 13 times. When I see games like this is why I question officials when he gets to the line 1 or 2 times a night. And I'm like, that's not his game. Was 1 of 2 from distance, 3 steals, 2 blocks. Easily the best player for the Raptors today. OG played like 38 minutes, I think, led the team at 38 minutes and had 6 points, 3 boards, 2 assists, shot 2 of 7, only took 7 shots, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, took 2 threes, missed both threes, had a steal and a denial. I'd like to see more from OG. However, Gary, 19 points, 1 board, 4 assists, 7 of 20 from the field. Not great. 1 of 1 from the line, 4 of 12 from 3, but who cares? He made a big shot in a big moment. That's what matters. 2 steals for him as well. Scotty royally struggled shooting the ball tonight. 12 points, 7 boards, 4 assists, shot 5 of 17 from the field, 1 of 2 from the line, 1 of 5 from distance. However, I really like the distributing he's been doing. Yeah, some of them don't lead to assists, especially when your team shoots 38% from the field. But overall, I thought his facilitating was outstanding. I thought defensively he looked good as well. The whole team did, really. And off the bench, you got some good stuff from Precious Achiuwa. 10 points, 6 boards, 3 assists, shot 3 of 8, and 4 of 7 from the line. Again, that was a story as well. The Raptors not shooting well from the free throw line. But you got some punch. I think Chris Boucher gave you 6 points, 6 boards. I've loved what we've seen from, I was saying Delano Banton, but Jeff Dowden, in that one play in the early, I think was it the first or second quarter he had that play, where he drives downhill, pump fake, gets a guy to jump, goes up, it gets the contact, and one, and I think he missed a free throw, which was a story of the night as well, but I love the play from Jeff Dowden. The defense, the long arms, he's, again, a lanky point guard, which is why Malachi Flynn has not been seeing action, but I love what we're seeing from Jeff Dowden Jr. I just hope it continues. Because how many minutes did he play tonight? I know Chris Boucher and Precious played, 20-odd minutes each? It was just over 20 for both guys. So Precious played 21, Chris Boucher played 20. Jeff Dowden played 19 minutes tonight. He was an even player. 4 points, 1 board, shot 2 of 5, missed both threes he took. But again, it's just, I don't know, there's a feeling out there when he's out there. I just really like him. Very disruptive defensively as well. Like we saw there. Look, defensively it was a good afternoon, but offensively it sucked. You expected that. You would have loved to see them do better, of course. But I'd much rather them do better tomorrow against Cleveland in Cleveland. So we'll see how that goes. Team stats, they're all ugly. Raptors shot 38% from the field. They shot 40% from the field. Raptors shoot 27% from 3. They're like, hold my beer. I'll shoot 25% from 3. Raptors shoot 65% from the free throw line. That's awful. Detroit's like, give me your second beer. Here's 64% from the free throw line. Both teams were terrible shooting the rock today. In all aspects, right? It was bad. The one glaring number that I didn't like, though, the Raptors got dominated on the glass. They were minus 16 on the boards, minus 7 in the offensive boards. However, thank God it didn't come back to haunt you. How about we move on? Because what else is there to say? Other than Pascal was great, led the Raptors to a victory, the garbage one, but you'll take it, you'll move on. Because I'm down to do that. Next up, the Raptors take on the Cleveland Cavaliers. A big game for the Raptors. They have one of the harder schedules down the stretch, and this is one of those games. We all know what the Raptors have done in the season series. Against Cleveland doesn't mean a damn thing. They're in the, 4th, 5th seed in the Eastern Conference. They're a good basketball team. You got to go out there on the second night of a back-to-back. Albeit, you played at noon today, so you have the rest of today and then most of tomorrow, so it's not terrible. But you're playing a road game in Cleveland, and the Raptors have been a lot better on the road recently. The question is, will they be able to keep this thing rolling? Because they need to. Every game the rest of the way is so important. Because the Raptors have a stretch coming up where they're going to be out west. And there's going to be a lot of tough games. You took the game you're supposed to today. That was crucial. Right? You have Cleveland, so, yeah. But then you have the next 3 games are teams that are behind you. I wouldn't say trying to chase you. Maybe one of the teams are. But Chicago, they really fell off a cliff there for a bit. They won their last game, but they're still 6 games under 500 right now. I'm not too worried about them. But again, you win that game, you push them down. And the next 2 games after that, you were on the road in Washington taking on the Wizards. And that's a team that has the same amount of losses as the Raptors. They're 1 seed lower in the standings. And you play the 2nd of March and the 4th of March, both in Washington, D.C. Those are massive games for the Raptors. And then what happens? You go out west. You take on Denver in Denver, the Clippers in L.A., the Lakers in L.A., and then you come home to take on Denver. That's an insanely tough stretch. I don't care how bad the Lakers have been this season. They've won 2 in a row. They're starting to find footing maybe a little bit, but either way, you can't go in there and expect to win. The Clippers have been great, right? They're never mind, 33-29, albeit they played a wild one against Sacramento a couple days ago. No, yesterday. But either way, it's Kawhi Leonard, it's Paul George. You know Kawhi's probably going to play that game because it's the Raptors. So it's going to be I don't know what to expect there, right? And obviously Denver is top in the Western Conference, right? They're 42-18. No matter what, that's damn good. Yeah, they're top in the West by 6 games. And you got to play them twice in a matter of like a week or 2. This is a stretch for the Toronto Raptors where we are going to learn a lot about this team. You're on the road in Cleveland. That's tough. Then you have that 3-game stretch where you play teams that are lower than you in the standings, but are, I wouldn't say nipping at your heels, but are right there. And then you have that crazy road trip and that crazy stretch of really good teams. We are going to see what this team is truly made of. All right? They've done a great job crawling back into this. But if you want to keep moving forward, you want some sort of home play-in, you got to find a way to keep winning ball games. And that all starts tomorrow against the Cleveland Cavaliers. All right? So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and the W this afternoon, but not the game itself, because it was wild. Smack that like button to appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button if you guys not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game. Would you like, would you not like? From today's game for the Toronto Raptors, the Twitter and Instagram links are down below. So follow up, send me a DM, guys, all that great stuff. The Discord link is down below as well. So follow up there if you guys have not done so already. And I will talk to you guys Leafs edition tomorrow? Hold up. The Leafs play tomorrow, don't they? It's a Friday, Sunday. Because they're on the road in the Western Conference against Seattle at 7 o'clock. It all came back to me. And as for the Raptors, they're back in action as we talked about. They're on tomorrow as well, but it's a 6 p.m. tip-off as they're in Cleveland taking on the Cavaliers. A really big game for the Raptors. A measuring stick game. Cleveland on the road. Let's see how they do. All right, so thank you guys so much for listening or watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and the W today. We'll talk to you guys then.